I'm Gulzar Azad and I work for Google in India. I'm leading the access space in India, setting up the access office. The past few years, I've been managing mobile partnerships for India and Asia Pacific. Mobile broadband, especially in the scope of emerging markets like India, have this huge opportunity to meet the unmet consumer demands. Also have this huge opportunity to bring in the next 100 to 200 million users online. Right? I mean, there is, in terms of spectrum, in terms of what operators provide today, I don't think so they can bring in the next 100, 200 million users online using what is available. I think that can be only done with mobile broadband technologies, with Wi-Fi, with LTE, with all these front-running technologies, and also meet the demand that is being created because of the smartphones. It's very obvious that the smartphones, the processing power and the memory has taken a leapfrog progress from the kind of spectrum that was planned almost like 3-4 years back. So we are lagging behind in network capacity, and that can be met by the new mobile broadband technologies. So LTE, especially again in context of India and emerging markets, is going to bridge the gap that has been created by the crunch of spectrum crunch that is there in 3G. LTE can sort of propel a lot of use cases which are very, very relevant for emerging markets. For example, education, for example, health, delivering e-health, delivering e-education, bringing communities together. For example, Google has enabled a feature called Hangout in Google Plus, and that is hugely relevant for communication, for community communication, for education. And there have been already use cases coming up in India where people are delivering rural education through Hangouts. From sitting in urban centers, sitting in centers where there is a lot of knowledge and power. So I think it is going to be, LTE can serve as a tool for emanating knowledge, for spreading knowledge, for also enabling a lot of rural empowerment in these economies. I think there is a great opportunity again for partnership in the LTE arena. Especially because as operators will be spending a huge capex on setting up the infrastructures, getting the spectrum from the government. The next thing that they will be looking for is how do they enable, how do they make it relevant for the users? How do they enable users to buy the kind of mobile broadband that they've bought for them? And I think that's where people like OTT providers like Google can come in. And we can not only educate the user, but we can also create more and more interesting use cases, which together as a package will be relevant for the next set of millions of subscribers out there. One of the key things that I hope to see here and sort of set an alignment for is the level of the partnerships that we need to strike, the way the industry needs to come together to serve, as I mentioned, the unmet demands out there. For example, LTE, yes, could be relevant, but there has to be CPE devices which are affordable. So you have to create mobile broadband at the price points which are scalable, which are affordable in these markets, and then you will see a large, overwhelming impact on everything, not just telecom, but the entire economy of the country. And that's where also government can start pitching in. So once the private industry sort of gets together and defragments the space, brings together the ecosystem, then a lot of things will fall in place, and we'll see a lot of leapfrogging of technologies as well as use cases in the near future. Operators, OEMs, as well as other OTT players, and a lot of providers who will enable the policy, who will enable setting up mobile broadband, bringing together, for example, Wi-Fi ecosystem with LTE. I'm hoping to meet all of them here and see how we could strike a synergy. It's great. I attended the mobile broadband track yesterday and got a lot of great insights from operators as well as other OTT players.